I write my flow sinister. Never lied in my rhymes. You can go ask Jennifer. That's my mom's name. I create and find change. My mind frame ensures that forever I'll reign.
It's alright, man.
Can you go to court? Get it in.
Cool. I be going there like deposit. You don't really brag about it when you know you got it. Real hard to read a nigga hooked on phonics. Say a lot of things and never catch like Sonic. Zone, I'm gone. When I'm in my zone, I get it going Donkey Kong. They got the hand dollar, will you give a dog a bone? I'm like, oh, no, you gotta get it on your own. They get an attitude, I'm like, you better check your tone. They ain't got no job, need someone to take her home. I hop up in the car, whip like Indiana Jones. Going George Lucas, now I'm out here killing clones. Coming in strong like, tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down. Boosted on my cardio, I used to get to run around. I've been doing this since I had to work at mama house. Tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down. Everybody eating, it's a party, wanna come to time. You can bring your mama, daddy, sister, and your cousin out. Everybody wanna kill the king, like shit, wanna take the crown. I can see through it like a stomach with a other sign. When I hit the gas, I be going like 100 miles. They be getting tired, running out like 100 house. All up in my business, real nose like a bloodhound. I'ma throw 'em off like I'm standing on a picture mound. All they do is look at Instagram while they sit around. Hate me in real life, but you liking pictures now. Oh, everybody acting different now. Finally trying to see what.
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Tonight, we begin Week 8 with a good matchup for you here between the Atlanta Falcons and the New York Giants. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25.
On the double.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They started on the ground with Eckler. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. This is a counter play. Eckler, and he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a first down. Last week we saw a rarity. He was over 200 yards on the ground, and they lost. So we'll see if they can get more carries like that and win this week.
And that was interesting watching the game tape, wasn't it? Because it was hard to register while we watched him pile up that yardage and create those nice runs that they didn't win the football game. But that doesn't mean changing what you do. Continue to feed him the football.
Once more, here's Eckler. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Now, this defense for the Giants, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And the Giants will go with 6 defensive backs here on 3rd. Eckler now between the tackles. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll be a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Now the punter, Sam Martin, called on to kick it away here. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is taken at about the 14. There he goes left side. about flipping the script. That punt return, 86 yards. And the Giants put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. A try here for the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
And now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they have everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Lewis Seen. So problems with errant passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week and now another here in this first quarter.
But sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and he can't do it all on one throw.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. On the move to his left. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
Back to throw. Randolph. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. Nice move at the 5. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
Now, they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
So the Giants now are going to turn it over to their field goal unit. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And his kick is indeed good.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Looking to throw. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. First time that they've called his number tonight, and it gets him a first down. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. A handoff, it's Eckler. And space tough to come by there, so he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
That felt like a trap, because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Step, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
He only gave them an instant to react. It was a classic case of if you blink, you missed it. Off the line and to the quarterback in just a couple of seconds. Running back only had a moment to react and attempt to throw a block.
Ritter and the Falcons need an answer, and a big play here on 3rd and long following the sack. Back to throw here. And he fires one that's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. And the Giants are going to take possession of the football.
And partner, I think this is what long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football. Well, do you want to unpack that one, or do you want me to?
You're the boss.
We get the interception, then really he's just too loose with the football on the return, and he coughs it right back up the other way.
I've seen this happen in an NFL game, and boy, did it cost someone. San Francisco at Atlanta a few seasons ago. Atlanta throws the interception. San Francisco runs it back. Game assaulted away. Fumbles on the return. Atlanta gets it back. Drives down, kicks the game-winning field goal.
How about that? And a crazy situation we just saw there. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Randolph looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Well, he shot in, CD, like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position. And even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop him.
Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly, because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try to protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Randolph. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Richie Grant. And the Falcons are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard.
Tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
Okay, ready?
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Now, they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week, and you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll look to throw here. And that is incomplete.
They give him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
The Falcons on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7. Now back to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. Fielded just inside the 30. A very good punt, but a 16-yard return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here. And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed. Aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen, and it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Ritter and the Falcons need an answer, and a big play here on 3rd and long following the sack. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Able to find Higgins. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards for number 11.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
2nd and 4. Well, this is intercepted. They get Ritter for the 3rd time. Greedy Williams picks it off. And the Giants are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. 3 first-half interceptions now. And, Charles, you'd have to think a fair amount of concern is developing over there on that sideline.
And there should be, because essentially he's been a little loose and possibly reckless with the football here in the first half. Now, maybe it's not all on him, but still 3 interceptions. That puts the entire team in jeopardy. So the play caller from here on out got to design some throws for him that he can complete, keep it away from the defense, and try and get him back on track.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Randolph. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And this will be a Giants first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, you have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it and pick up first downs.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Giants. A big play there. With his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year.
And the Giants continue to pull away here in this first half.
Extra point right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Finding room at midfield.
19 yards there on the catch and run.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
Here we go.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the delay, Jones. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. They'll look to throw. He sets up the screen to Jones. Touchdown, Falcons! Ronald Jones, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Falcons are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that'll make it 24-7.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Randolph. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. So, Charles, you look at this offense, and really on paper, at least, a great situation for them upcoming. They're unbeaten on the year, an open week coming up after this. So I guess my question, any worry that maybe this is coming at the wrong time?
Oh, definitely I would be worried about this game, maybe more than any other on the schedule, because I know my guys are looking ahead to that open week. I've got to keep them focused on the task ahead, make sure they take care of business in this one. Otherwise, you're talking about a double trap. The trap of losing the game and then having the open week and having to stew about it.
The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. A great play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Giants will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. The point after is good. And the rout is on here in this first half. The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. They try and run on 1st down, but to no avail. Tackled for a 2-yard loss in the backfield.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And the Giants are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
He's going to fire one deep over the middle, and it's knocked away and incomplete.
These are the situations that really test the defense, those sudden changes. They're already inside field goal range to start the possession. Their goal now, keep it to a long kick, if indeed they end up trying one.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And now a timeout defensively after that 1st down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. Made his first. This now from 42 yards out. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
Second down, here's Barkley again. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Giants are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They go play action here on first down. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Kayvon Thibodeau. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Giants touchdown. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick-6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. As confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. 119 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
Throwing on 1st down. Randolph. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. We always hear a lot of veterans on the defensive side of the football. They talk about smelling blood in the water, putting pressure on a rookie. They got to him there to force it free, but couldn't recover it.
And you mentioned the pressure. Rookie quarterback, you're going to bring more pressure at him at all times because you don't know how he's going to hold up. He was fortunate there. Luck was on his side, able to recover that fumble.
Flushed out right. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
He certainly did his best to find something on that run, but there just wasn't enough time to make it happen. Nice effort there, avoiding the sack and getting back to the line of scrimmage. That one certainly could have ended up worse.
Well, backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st. To throw on 3rd down. Randolph. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And a nice spin into some open field. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide. And these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
On 1st and 10, Randolph. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Zadarius Smith able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of a yard.
But you do need to know as a young quarterback that if you're going to spread the field, the ball's got to come out quick. And you have to know where to go with the football, really in pre-snap. Identify where you want to go and get rid of it.
His throw caught at about the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Off the option, that's complete. Touchdown, Giants. A great effort there. He scored on a punt return, and now he's scored through the air. And the Giants get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball. And it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
2nd and 3. He'll find Jones again, complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover it before he gets going.
And now here's another interception. And the Giants are going to get it back here just past the 35. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where
And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley with his second touchdown of the night. And the Giants will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Now a play fake here on first down. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And my goodness, another interception. Greedy Williams picks it off. And the Giants are going to take possession of the football. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense will very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 198 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Again, it's Barkley. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
The Giants on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 7.
And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
A gain of 3. It's 4th down.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling.
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they're going to be set up beautifully. A heck of a return down inside the 40-yard line. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Giants have it. It's picked up.
And practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground. Goodson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot, because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front 3, your front 4, front 5, whatever you've got in front of you, to take up all the blocking, allow you to roam and hit, and that's what he did on that play.
5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
As this complete to Daniel Bellinger.
And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 34-yard line. That one good for 16 as the drive continues.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. So the Giants now are going to turn it over to their field goal unit. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
After that last sequence, they're sitting pretty comfortably. They force the fumble, get the field goal, and expand on that lead here in the 2nd half.
And don't expect them to rest on their laurels after that kick either. They'll keep their effort up until the final whistle. They don't consider any lead safe.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
They certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards the 2-minute warning.
Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now, but as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. He'll look to throw. And now here's another interception.
Picked off by Lewis Seen, and the Giants are going to take possession of the football.
Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. And they will take a knee here. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts, as he'll get it with still 1:20 left to go in the game. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. On 3rd down, Barkley. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
And his kick is good. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. Well, they got the ball already. They're not going to risk the yardage and running another 4th down. They decline it.
And what was that they taught you in law school, that possession is 9/10 of the law?
I didn't go to law school.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you did. Well, I'm going to give that to you anyway. Possession is 9/10 of the law, and it's 9/10 of this game, too. Having the football counts.
You're so litigious.
On the set.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Talk about two sides of the ball at cross purposes, because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. That front seven, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to pad their stats, and maybe some backups can get in and get us.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Kayvon Thibodeau, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, have a game, sir, why don't you? A sack earlier, and an exclamation point here late in the game, and this one won by his side of the ball. They played so well, surprised he didn't get his second sack earlier.
This pass is caught by London, and he is going to have a Falcons 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Giants,
they continue to cruise as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign.
And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they fall 2 games under 500 now at 3-5. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland